Today, our group are going to tell you about the truths about the fur farm. And first of all, have you ever seen those beautiful clothes with fur on it? Or usually can be seen in countries that have winter or snow, that their people tend to wear those fur jackets to prevent them from getting cold. Or have you ever seen a makeup brush? But do you ever wonder how those things are made and what fur do they use and where they get the fur from? So, let's get started. Before that, there are 4 objectives of this presentation. The first one is to acknowledge what is fur farm, and second, to identify the effect of fur farm on animals, and third, to prevent the bad effect of fur farm, and fourth, to give exposure to society about the fur farm. So, what is fur farm? Fur farm is the act of purpose of raising fur-bearing animals commercially for their pets. This farm can hold thousands of animals and their farming practices are remarkably uniform around the globe. As with other intensive confinement animal farms, the method used in fur farm factories are designed to maximize profits and always at the same expense of the animal. And fur farms are painful and short-lived for animals. And the most commonly farmed fur-bearing animals are minks, followed by foxes. Lynx and raccoon dogs are also farmed for their fur. And that's what fur farm really is. It is not as good as we thought. So we will continue with the example of fur farm activity. Before that, for your information, to make one fur coat, it takes 150 until 300 chinchillas, 200 until 250 squirrels, 50 until 60 minks, or 15 until 40 foxes, and it depending on the animal subspecies. There are several methods to kill the minks. Farmers gas them with carbon dioxide or sometimes nitrogen. In many cases, to reduce the production of cost, carbon dioxide is used in low concentration. This causes a slower death to the minks. Next, the most often foxes that used in the fur industry is common foxes and Arctic foxes. Foxes are usually killed by electrocution, which is a device consisting of 2 electrodes which discharge is applied. The electrodes are put into their mouth and anus, and the electric discharge kills them over 3 or 4 seconds. Foxes are also killed by injecting anesthetic into their heart. And lastly, chinchillas. Chinchillas are killed by gassing, electrocution, and neck fracture. Electrocution are most common used to kill large group of chinchillas. Neck breaking is used on smaller groups. For electrocution, mainly carried out by applying electrode to one ear and to the tail of the animals. Other than that, chinchillas are killed by breaking their necks, which is they were hanging down and their head on the bottom, and then their head will twist it rapidly until they die. So that's all the example of fur farm activity on each animal, which is mink, foxes, and chinchillas.
Today I'm going to tell my part, which is effect fur farm to environment and health. Here there are many fur farm effects on the environment. Only now I will present 2 very clear effects on the environment. First of all is biodiversity loss. To trap the target animals, the traps are used. The problem is it's become a major threat to wildlife population, notoriously indiscriminate, and can result in non-target species, some of which may be classified as endangered or threatened, being caught, injured, or killed. Trapping can therefore put additional pressure on population of animals that are already fragile. When caught animals, there will definitely be some who miss or try to escape. The effect of this, if this escape, it will damage the existing ecosystem in that place. Next is waste runoff. This is fur farm worldwide are consistently reported to violate environmental regulation. Manure, extra feed, and carcasses get thrown into wetland, while runoff from fur farm seep into watershed. It's causing water pollution. Here, as you can see, there are Poland citizens who are protesting against the fur farm. And as you can see in the right top slide, there are effect the fur farm into the watershed.
I'm going to tell you some of the ways we can actually do to stop the cruel fur industry and stop the torture this very minute. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Quote from a famous figure named Benjamin Franklin. This says all about lending helping hands. Even a little can make a big change to our environment in order to stop fur farming in this world. So, the first thing we could do is to assist by contacting the management of any businesses that sell fur or fur trim and letting them know that you won't be shopping there until they get fur off the rats. In addition, you will need to take a stand against the fur industry and refusing to purchase its products. This will inspire designers to quit using fur and other animal skins, merchants to stop selling them, and fashion journalists to stop promoting cruelty as a trend. Second, we must pressure our governments to end this cruelty for the sake of fashion, economic greed, and status, because there are very few countries that have regulations or laws against fur farming. Let us follow in their footsteps and put pressure on our government's leaders to set a global example. It is clear that no living creatures deserve to be treated this way, and if we are to make any strides and compassionate society, we must abolish fur farming. For example, Austria, the United Kingdom, and Croatia have banned this doing, while the Netherlands has a ban on fox and chinchilla farming. And finally, the last thing we can do is to endorse or demand local, state, and federal anti-trapping and anti-cruelty laws. We can also thank and show support to the stores that don't sell fur.
The latest fact about a fur farm or the latest data. Alright, as we know, fur farms have more drawback compared to the benefits. The fact is, in December 2021, Italy declared that there were bans on fur farming starting in 2022. In addition, not only Italy has banned fur farms, but France government also decided to end the fur farms industry 1 month before. Not only Italy and France who has banned fur farms, there are many countries that also ban the fur farms, such as Estonia, Ireland, Slovakia, Norway, and Belgium. This is also proof that fur farms are very worse industry. Other than that, the sad things that I will tell you is, every year, around 100 million animals are raised and killed for their fur. Over 95% of fur sold globally comes from farmed animals such as mink, fox, raccoon dogs, rabbits, and chinchillas. The worst side is the way that they kill all these innocent animals. The animals get tortured before they die and also get suffer. The way that they treat these animals are so bad, which is they confine these animals and shock them with high voltage electricity until they died. So, can you imagine how you feel when you get a high voltage of electricity in your body? The killing of this amount of animals can cause the animals get extinctions. So, as human, we need to stop the fur farms.